Zippity doodah, beautiful day, great to be alive. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Chris Brown here again. So, throughout the series of videos, what we've been doing is we've been really focusing on creating content, creating articles, videos, blog posts, pictures, audio podcasts, things of that sort. Whether we're creating our own content or borrowing some content from somebody else and just changing it up just a little bit. And of course, again, the reason that we're doing that is that's how traffic is generated. So if we do that enough, Google and the search engines will send you enough traffic. That way you can go ahead and make some money with your blog, right? Now, as you can see, though, the blog is starting to take shape a little bit. We have a logo up there at the top of the page. We got some, we got some ads over here. Get 20 to 40% cash back from the money you're already spending. Here's some of the social media links down here. Some more ads. A little ad about our podcast. We have some suggested articles, which are basically ads again. And so I got a little ahead of myself, which I shouldn't have done. It would have been much easier for me if I would have just filmed as I was doing that, film this video, but that's what I'm here to do for you today. I want to film a video kind of instructing you on how to do this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do some very basic graphic design. Now, again, if you don't want to do this, we do have different experts that will go ahead and do this for you for as little as $5 per project. So here's what we're going to do here, and you'll be able to find that down below directly underneath this video. So we're going to do something very basic, and this is Microsoft Paint. There's other advanced programs, and you might even be using a more advanced program, but if you're more advanced, if you know how to do some basic graphic designs, you can skip this video. This is for the totally brand new person that really is just kind of learning this, doesn't really understand what's going on here. Okay, so let me kind of walk you through this. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a picture. Now, I'm not going to go on, as I've explained before, you can go online, you can go on Google, you can go in some of these different photo websites, and you can grab some pictures, and that could be what we're going to use for the ad. What I'm going to use in this example, though, is I'm going to start brand new, and I'm going to use a picture that I've created. Well, I didn't create it, I just took a picture. I just used my iPad to take the picture, but it's one of my own pictures, okay? That's the best way to say it. So let me scan through here, and okay, here's the picture that I'm going to use, and this is, I name it Chris number 16. And okay, so there's the picture as you can see here. Now, if I come back over here to my blog, look at the size of these images that are my ads. Quite a bit bigger than, or this is quite a bit smaller than what this is, right? So we need to make the dimensions to actually fit our blog. So if you look down here, it will say 488 by 525 px. That's the size of that image. And in order for it to fit our blog, we want it somewhere roughly in about the range of about 300. Okay, we don't care how high it is or how tall it is. We just care about its width. So what I'm going to do over here first is I'm going to come over here and select resize. And I'm going to say I'm going to decrease it. And we're going to put 75%. And that still leaves us at about 360. Okay. Now, and it's not that you decrease the size of it by 75%, it's like you decreased it by 25% in actuality, but it's just kind of the way that it works. So let me go with, so the bigger the number, the less it's going to decrease. It's basically the way to look at it. Let's try it at 75% again. And now we're at 270. So as we can see, that was too much. So let's go with 80%. 288, still too much. I'm going to undo it. There's probably a much easier way to do this, but this is what kind of works for me. Okay, we're at 325. Now I'm going to go, let's say, with 98%. We're at 318. Let's do another 98%. 312. 87% we'll do it this time. 303. Now let's go with 99%. 300 exactly, and that usually doesn't happen. If you do have to adjust it like even further, you can just kind of shrink it back and forth with this tool here. Okay, so that's my image. Okay, now what are we going to say on this image? So over here you got your colors. If you've used some of the basic, if you ever used the basic version of Microsoft Paint, this one seems a little bit difficult. I'm still kind of getting used to it because I'm so used to the way that it used to work. But I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select this little letter, and that stands for text. Okay, and I'm going to drag this out over here. And first of all, I just want to say something. So I'm just going to type a couple of words, if you. So that's not what I want my ad to look like. But I can come over here and I can select the font. Now for me to change the font, what you have to do, and this is very, very important, you have to have your cursor flashing right next to it. You have to hold down your left mouse button and you have to drag it across like you see here. And as you see, there's like this blue highlighter behind it. Okay, once it does that, then I can go ahead and I can change the size of my image. Or let's say change the font. I can then change the size of it. Things of that sort. Okay, so but that's kind of, so here's how I'm going to start this. If you did not need to work 40 hours per week, what would you do with your time? Question mark. Now, in your headlines, you want to put a you want to have it bold, but you also want to put a quote on the front and the back of it. Don't ask me why, but I'll tell you why. But it impacts it impacts how effective your ad is. For some reason or another, when I put quotes on my headlines, it increases it by like 3%. I don't know what the psychology is behind it. I just know it works. So I always leave quotes behind it. Now, as you can see, at size 24, that is still kind of big, right? So I'm gonna make it somewhat smaller. Let's go for, let's just say, let's just leave it at size 16, okay? If you did not have to work 40 hours a week, what would you do with your time? Now you can also stretch this out. You can make it smaller. You can do things like that with it. But I do want to center this. And I do that by just hitting the space bar, but sometimes the space bar won't work. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but it's one of those things. I guess I'm not quite used to this one as of yet. And then see if I can get my center one. Let's try this. I'll hit enter. There it goes. Now I'm able to do it. Do not have to. Just kind of follow what I'm doing here in the video. Now, one issue I do want to address, which is the headline. What are you going to say in your headline? We'll go into this in later on in some of our more advanced videos, but just kind of focus on the problem. It's a deep psychological thing that goes on when we're trying to write our headlines. You have to understand a lot about human nature and stuff. What most businesses are doing, they're just listing their products, just listing how long that they've been in business, what they do. advertising, you may have heard me talk about this before, advertising is much more than just letting people know what it is that you do. It's understanding human emotions, human psychology, and what motivates a person to go ahead and buy your products and services. Okay? What would you do with your time? Okay, so that's going to be my headline. If you did not have to work 40 hours a week, what would you do with your time? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this for a very important reason, as you'll see in a few minutes. Okay. Now I'm going to come back over here, and what I want to do is I want to put a highlighter behind it, and you'll see what I mean by that too. I just want to like block these letters out, and the reason I'm doing that is just to get it to stand out a little bit more. And then come over here and fill it, and then select black. Like I said, the color combination I do have problems with. Maybe it's just that, let me just do it like this again. Oops. I come back over here, and I do that, and then I come back over here. Normally it fills in when I use that paint bucket. It's not doing that right now. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe it's not that I don't understand how to use this one. Maybe it's just that it has glitches in it. Okay, so as you can see, that one's blocked out. I'll do it again and fill out the letters. But as I was saying about your headlines, you want to create an offer they can't refuse. Don't you try to create messages that none of your competition is using. Just, again, the best way to kind of explain it right now is to create an offer that they can't refuse. And the way that we do this is by focusing on their problems, not focusing on how long you've been in business. Really look at what is important to them, not what is important to you. Like, Ben, if you've been in business for 15 years, that's important to you, but your customers don't really care about that. Okay? Focus on what is important to them. Okay, so as you can see what I just did now, let me kind of redo that again, just so I can make sure that you get it. I'm going to select the alphabet icon again. I'm going to stretch this out over those black letters. I'm going to right click it and select paste. Now as you can see, the letters are there, but they're in black, right? So then I'm going to highlight it and turn it white. Hopefully it turned it white. Nope, it didn't. Let's try the other one. Is that white? Perfect. That's white now. And then when I put my cursor on that outlined box, as you can see, that puts this cross, right? And what that means is I can move it around a little bit. That's all it means. And then I can stretch it out and make it wider too, and things of that sort. So I'm going to hit the back button, and I just want to make sure that my text fits inside the black. Whoops. So if you did not have to work 40 hours a week, what would you do with your time? Now, I'm going to put some more block text. I'm going to say, let's see, let's change the color again. Discover the secrets to making more money. Sorry, it's a keeping more of the money you make and make more money in less time. Now, as you can see, again, that's pretty big. So I'm going to just make this smaller, not completely small, but just smaller. And okay. Now, because the background is busy, it's kind of hard to see that. So again, this time I'm going to make another background, but this time I might change the color of it. So let's see if I do it in blue this time. Go back. Fill it in. Fill it in. Now I do understand that this video is probably going to be, well, it already is, but I'm sure it's going to be longer than what you're accustomed, what we normally do these videos at. Yeah, we're at 17 minutes right now. Come back over there. Now I'm going to come over here. This time I did forget to copy it though. Okay, so what was it? Discover the secrets of keeping more of the money you make and make more. Something like that. I'm gonna have to, but I just want you to kind of see how you're doing it. I don't even remember what I wrote there. Discover the secrets to keeping more of the money you make. And well, making more. How about that? We'll just keep it that. And then I center it. Okay, and there's my headlines. Now what I want to do is I want to have a button. So I'll click on this, and this time I'll put it in orange. Let's see if that fill button works this time. I have no idea why it's not working. Oh, I know why. Maybe I don't know why. There's some sort of setting I'm not doing. just want to fill this in. Okay, there's my button. And I'm going to say click here. And enlarge that. Let me try that again, I messed up. Click here. And let's make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, so here's an image. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it. And I'm going to save it as a, I'll call this photo add, and then you can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to save it as well as a BMP because it has a higher quality. Wait, oh, that's not the right one. Let's try that again. Save as. Yeah, a bitmap. That's the one I wanted, and that maintains the quality of the picture. Depending on the files that you save it as, it will decrease the quality of it. Okay, so that's how we create a graphic. Obviously your headline is different, obviously your pictures are going to be different, but at least you kind of know how to create a graphic now, right? One of your graphic ads. In our next video now, we're going to start putting some of these ads onto your site. You might need to go ahead and create a number of different ads. Probably at first you'll just create the one, but I'll show you how to go ahead and create multiples later as we get going here. Go ahead and apply this. Don't procrastinate. Don't put this off. Go ahead and put this into action. And then, like I said, in our next video, I'll show you how to take this ad and post it on your blog. Okay? But take care, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye now.